So now we should have a fully formatted document. Just scroll through. Table of contents is blank. We'll handle that later. And just review. Lists, body copy. Make sure that you have at least some in here as header 2, because we will use that for the table of contents purposes. Got our questions with our new style sheet with the larger space. And then all the way to the very end where we have blank page for the glossary and a blank page for the index. Okay. We have some extra pages at the end and we'll handle those later. Okay. So first thing we'll do, we'll go up to the top and we can format our headers now. Okay. So in order to do that, you can't access them from document pages. You have to go up into the master pages. Okay. So go into our front matter master page. We can go ahead and we can assign this body copy. But what it's done, it's given us a left justified like body copy is supposed to be. And maybe in this case, I want these to be blue. Okay. So we can create another style sheet. New paragraph style. We will call this one headers and footers, or just headers, based on body copy. Keeping all of these the same. These are the same. Indents and spacing. Here we will choose alignment center. Then I'm going to drop down to character color. I'll just choose that default blue. So now we're going to go here and we go to headers. You might get this sometimes, it's just a refresh thing. Do the same for this guy. And we'll do the same thing for our other master pages. So then we'll jump back down to our book. We have properly formatted headers. Okay. We could do the same thing for the page numbers as well. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we've got front matter master pages assigned. Okay. But if we go down to chapter 1, we click in it, you will see that it has highlighted down here in the document pages where chapter 1 is. See page 11. We want to give that a chapter 1 master page. Do that simply by clicking once on it, dragging it down over page 11. Let's see now to switch to chapter 1. Okay. Now there are automated ways to do this. If you were formatting a large document, you could do this automatically. There are ways to generate these on the fly. We'll just do it manually because we've got such a short document. Okay. So now you'll see 12 and 13 for chapter 1, 14 and 15. Chapter 1, and page 16 is chapter 1. can see why we've got the little letter C as our prefix. Okay. Now we notice chapter 17, I'm sorry, page 17 is the first page of chapter 2. Write that down. Chapter 2. Go to 18 and 19. 21, 22 and 23, see here that page 24 starts chapter 3. Six and 27 are chapter 3. 20 and 29 are chapter 3. Page 30 is the end of chapter 3. Page 31 starts our back matter. Page 32 is back matter. Okay. Now to get rid of our extra pages that we don't need, click on them here. So 33 through 35 can be deleted. And our document should end with our index on page 32. Okay. So now we've got our headers done, got our master pages assigned. So the next thing we will do, all the way back up to the top to our table of contents. So now what we can do here is we create a table of contents automatically. Okay? So obviously you're going to want to save this towards the end of your process when most of the pages are locked down. It does not maintain a live link. So that if you were to bump something from one page to another page, that change will not be reflected in the table of contents. But it is very easy to just regenerate a table of contents. Okay. So to do that, if you go into the layout, you'll see table of contents. Okay. The style of the table of contents is default. I'm going to base it on body copy. And of course, you could make your own table of contents with specific tabs if you'd like. Okay. We're going to tell it that every chapter header, every header 1, if you have any, and every header 2, if you have any. Okay. For the style, make sure that you enter the style you want it to be. If I have a chapter header and it's the same style, it will come in the table of contents in a chapter header style, which is bold. And what it also does is only one per page because it forces itself to the top of the next page. We wouldn't want that, okay? So I can choose body copy for the chapter header, body copy for header 1, body copy for header 2, okay? And then everything else you can leave the same. There's a tab between the page number after every entry. You can even assign the page number styles if you'd like. Okay. Hit OK. And it gives you this thing here is what's called a loaded cursor. Okay. And all you need to do is click once outside of all of these text boxes for now. Okay. And there's our generated table of contents. Okay. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it after table of contents. Now, you'll see something weird's happened. I hit return here, it jumps over to the next page. It looks like an error. But what you have to realize is we have set the style of table of contents as a chapter style, chapter header, and it always must start on a new page. Well, this paragraph return has that style assigned to it. So even though it's just a hard return, it thinks it's the start of another chapter and jumps over. So if you set this back to body copy, you'll see that it jumps back over where it belongs. And then if you have all of this stuff copied, you can paste it in there. Okay. Now you can see here when we zoom in where we might want a specific style where the tab forces the page number all the way to the right, and then maybe it puts what's called a leader in there, you know, like a whole bunch of dots all the way over and then the one at the end. Okay. So we can save that if you wish to do that on your own. Create a style where this whole thing goes all the way across and it has dots or an underline or whatever you choose. Okay. To clean that up. Okay. And just for the sake of keeping everything clean, I want this table of contents to appear all on one page. So for now, I am just going to go in, I'm going to assign it list because that doesn't have a space. And then just for the sake of this, I'm just going to delete a couple just to keep everything clean for the demonstration. Okay, but you'd have to be prepared for your table of contents to go 2 or 3 pages depending on what you've chosen to include in your table of contents, your headers, chapters, header 1, header 2, etc. Okay. But that's how you would create a table of contents very quickly. And then the next time you need one, all you need to do is go in and do it again. So if you want to make some changes later on, as some pages move around, just regenerate your table of contents. Okay. Now we can scroll down to the index, okay, and you'll see that there's nothing there yet. Okay. So how do we create an index? Okay. Now, creating an index is a very specific task. There are rules, traditional rules as to what would go into an index. Okay. You, as a desktop publisher, may be in charge of creating an index, might be given to you, okay. Or you might be told what level or what type of content should go into an index. We're just going to do a couple as an example. So let's do like the American College itself, okay? Actually, let's do this. Let's do the Middle States. Okay, Middle States Commission on Higher Education. Okay. We're going to index this. Okay. So in order to do that, if you go to Window, type in Tables, you'll see Index. It should give you a window that looks like so. Okay. So when you highlight some text, you click on that button, that will create an index for you. Okay. Highlighted text is what's going to appear in the index. Sort by is how you want it sorted. In this particular case, I don't want the. I don't want this to appear in the T's of the index. I want it to appear in the M's. Okay. So I can just have it say sorted by middle states and it'll appear in the index where I want it to be. Okay. And when I hit OK, it gives me this little icon right here. Okay. That lets me know that this is an index marker here. And then if I scroll down through my letters, there in the M's appears my index entry. Okay. And what this will allow you to do is will prevent you from indexing something more than once. Okay. Because you're going to want to index something where its definition appears. Okay. What is middle states? Middle states is, and then it gives you the definition of what it is. Okay. So anywhere else in the book where middle states appears, it won't be necessary to index it because its definition appears here. Okay. So we can do that. Let's do you can do the American College website. So let's do I'm going to index this. But we're going to get rid of the W's. Okay. And you see that we'll add it to the T's. And then let's do, we'll go to chapter 1. We'll do prime performer. And that can sort by prime performer, so I can leave it alone, hit OK, and then you'll see that that's appeared. Okay. Then when I'm ready, I'm going to generate index, hit OK. Gives me that loaded cursor again. I'm going to scroll all the way to the end. Paste it in there. Okay. And then what I can do is I can copy this, get rid of this text box, paste it in there. Okay. And then you can see I can go ahead and give this the body copy, and then maybe I can make these guys bold. And just like the table of contents, maybe you're going to give it its own style where it tabs the numbers all the way over. Okay. So that's how you create an index. Now, glossary is another thing altogether. A glossary will probably be provided to you. It's going to be very uncommon for a desktop publisher to create a glossary. That's going to be something that is created by the author of the content that you're referring to. So you shouldn't have to worry about glossaries, about creating glossaries. You will just have to format them pretty much the same way you would format the rest of the document. Okay. So what we're going to do is you can keep this document now. Okay, for the assignment, you're going to turn this in, turn in the InDesign document. You're going to submit that. But keep this document, because now what you have is you have a document that has master pages, character styles, paragraph styles, linked pages. This is a very useful document. Keep this, repurpose it for future projects. If you have to do a document at some other time for some other organization, another assignment further on in your career at Drexel, further on in your professional career, you can use and repurpose these documents. I've used the same basic document across 3 different employers. They need a multi-page document. I take this, change some fonts, change some colors, and I have this existing document that I'm already very familiar with. So this can travel with you, so keep it. It will help you outside of the class. Okay, so when you're done, that's all you need to do. Have this whole thing formatted, including our new paragraph style. at least 3 index entries, table of contents. Submit it as an InDesign document, and you are done.